This is ABC7 News at 5:30. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Welcome back. Millions of people have already voted and others will soon, but now Election Day is 2 weeks from today. Republican presidential nominee Donald Trump held a rally with employees at the Trump National Doral Club outside of Miami today. He talked about his ability to create jobs and said the high cost of Obamacare is hurting his employees. He's seizing on news that average premiums under the Affordable Care Act will jump by 25% for popular plans.
And I can say all of my employees are having a tremendous problem with Obamacare. You folks, this is another group. Is that a correct statement? I mean, you look at what they're going through with their health care is horrible because of Obamacare. So we'll repeal it and replace it.
The club's general manager later said that, quote, more than 95% of Trump's employees are on company-provided insurance, with the only exceptions being some part-time and seasonal workers. In the latest ABC News poll, Hillary Clinton has a 12-point lead over Trump. Both nominees are focusing on the battleground states. In Florida, its 29 electoral votes could make or break Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump's election, their possibilities of winning this election. ABC's Kenneth Moten explains the importance of the Sunshine State.
It's a mad dash to rally support in a state that's already voting.
I'm so anxious to vote right now. It's like, I wish my vote counted for 1 million because he'd be a shoo-in at that point.
People in the Sunshine State have been lining up early to make their pick for president.
It's a done deal. It's a wrap.
I'm just happy that I'm here and one of the contributing members.
But the path to Florida's precious 29 electoral votes leads right through the center. Central Florida, to be exact, and its I-4 corridor from Daytona Beach through Orlando all the way west to Tampa. In a state that has gone back and forth between parties, Central Florida is actually called the swing part of the swing state because of its diverse demographics.
If you look over the last 5 elections, its average margin of victory has been less than 3 points.
University of Central Florida political science professor Aubrey Jewett has seen tight presidential contests in the state. This year is no different. Hillary Clinton, up by a slim margin in the polls, had dozens of campaign offices for weeks compared to Donald Trump's one.
Will that hurt him?
I think it very well could hurt Trump in Florida. Political science research has shown over and over again that a good ground game can really mobilize voters.
Down I-4 in Republican-leaning Lakeland, the enthusiasm for Trump can be heard in honks. And in Tampa, thousands poured into this amphitheater, excited for Trump.
I think that that enthusiasm is going to carry over to Election Day.
Trump rallied in Tampa last night, and he has several events in the state today. Clinton will be here for the next 2 days, and Friday, President Obama will make his second trip in a week for Clinton. More proof of the importance of Florida. Kenneth Moten, ABC News, Tampa.
Thank you, Kenneth. Hillary Clinton will continue focusing on the Sunshine State this week. She will be holding 2 rallies tomorrow. The first will be in Lake Worth, followed by another rally in Tampa, starting at 2:45 tomorrow afternoon. Vice presidential candidate Tim Kaine will hold public events this Friday in Tallahassee and right here in Sarasota. President Obama will also be in Florida on Friday for a Hillary Clinton for America event in Orlando. And as the race to Election Day continues here in Sarasota, both parties are actively campaigning for their presidential candidates. At the Republican and Democratic headquarters of Sarasota, volunteers are working around the clock to contact voters by phone and even in person to make sure they are getting out to their polling places. It's all part of each campaign's ground game. As we heard in Kenneth's story, consultants for both parties say the ground game can make the difference of about 3 to 5 points, but that could mean everything in this tight race.
We're pushing hard this time because there are some disaffected people, and we're telling them, don't sit home, get out and vote.
Every vote counts always, but this time it's really important not to miss anybody, so we are going to the doors of people who may not vote all the time.
Tonight on ABC7 News at 7, find out what each party is doing right here in Sarasota to get out the vote before Election Day. A local group wants to take a building that has been empty on Sarasota's bayfront for years and turn it into a sports museum. But if one city official has her way, that's not going to happen. A nonprofit organization recently held a major public event that focused on bringing a women's sports museum to the Suncoast. The group has their eyes on the site of the former Gee Whiz Science Museum. Some feel it's a perfect fit, but City Commissioner Susan Chapman thinks it's a bad idea.
It's a bunch of self-appointeds who are coming out and trying to get free city land and some of our most valuable land.
I think any time that you can preserve the history of any sport, it's important, especially for those who have passed on, to be able to keep their legacies alive.
If the Bayfront property does not work out, organizers are looking at other locations for the museum as a way to offer women in sports and all the related, like journalism and announcers, Bob, so it would honor a lot of people all across the country, and they would come here to see it.
Yeah, we'll see how that plays out as far as that goes. You know, it's always been a very interesting location right there. I remember years ago when it used to be the library many years ago. We have east and northeasterly winds moving across the state right now, but the upper level winds are actually blowing from the west to the east, bringing this high cloudiness overhead. None of those clouds producing any rain here. There are a few showers down in the Straits of Florida, and this is the tail end of that front, little area of some showers and storms developing down there. Nothing developing at this point, but we'll keep a watch on it. A lot of times when fronts make it all the way down to that warm water, a warm body of water this time of year, there's a chance something can pop up in the latter half of the season. Well, the hourly forecast tonight calling for temperatures to be about 4 to 5 degrees warmer than they have been. You'll notice that a little bit tomorrow morning. Still, though, pretty comfortable considering, and we'll see sunshine to start the day off. We could also see some of that high variety of cloudiness. You see some of that moving right now through Louisiana and Texas. It'll work its way over through the Gulf of Mexico overnight. Temperatures, dew point temperatures still pretty comfortable. Upper 50s right now here along the Sun Coast. More on our weather in just a few minutes. Haley?
Thank you, Bob. A statewide manhunt is underway in Oklahoma for a suspected killer. Michael Vance is accused of murdering his aunt and uncle before shooting 2 police officers with an AK-47. The 2 officers are now recovering from their injuries. The 38-year-old suspect, possibly wounded by police, took off in the officer's patrol truck and posted his getaway on Facebook. Police say he also attacked several other people, and they warn that Vance is extremely dangerous.
This is a man who's indicated a total propensity to kill people, to injure people, shoot people. He has no care for human life whatsoever. So if people see him, do not approach. Make sure you notify local law enforcement.
The FBI and U.S. Marshals have now joined the search. Van hasn't been seen or heard from for several hours now. Police are wondering if he might be dead from his wounds. The reward for information about a wanted murder suspect in Manatee County now stands at $8,000. The Gold Star Club of Manatee County is offering a reward of up to $5,000 for information that leads to the arrest of 18-year-old Daquan Gaskin. That's in addition to the reward of up to $3,000 being offered by Crime Stoppers. The Palmetto High School student is suspected of killing 18-year-old Alexander Anderson earlier this month. Anderson's body was found on 1st Avenue East with gunshot wounds. If you have any information about Gaskin's whereabouts, you are asked to call Manatee County Crime Stoppers at 866-634-TIPS. New developments tonight on the project to clean up a large sinkhole that allowed millions of gallons of contaminated water to pour into a drinking water aquifer. The Florida Department of Environmental Protection issued a consent order to seal the hole and clean up the contamination. The order requires the Mosaic Company to seal the hole that's been open since August, recover pollution sent into the aquifer, and increase monitoring of groundwater impacts. Mosaic is also required to put up $40 million to pay for the remediation and faces fines of $10,000 a day for violating the order. The Florida Department of Law Enforcement is expanding its If You See Something, Say Something campaign, urging people to let them know if they see anything suspicious. The program, which began in 2011, asks Floridians to inform law enforcement if they have a hunch that something is not right. Today, at a Tallahassee gas station, police officers and politicians unveiled a new kit that can be used by businesses and citizens to improve public safety. FDLE says many crimes are stopped ahead of time simply because someone alerted law enforcement to potential illegal activity.
All of us have a role to play with law enforcement in protecting that very free society that we're all so proud of.
Among other things, many gas stations will now display stickers with a phone number to remind Floridians to report suspicious activity in the state. And still to come on your Suncoast News, Volkswagen is forced to pay up for cheating on emission tests, and how the latest settlement impacts drivers with certain Volkswagen or Audi vehicles. That's coming up next.
Gold fever has once again swept the nation. And everyone is rushing to Florida to strike it doubly rich. Introducing the $5 million Gold Rush Doubler. We're doubling cash prizes for over $752 million in payouts. And 36 prizes from $1 million to $5 million. The Florida Gold Rush is on. The Florida Lottery, just imagine.
They took that stress and that tension when I was particularly feeling very bad after that nasty car accident, and it was such a relief to know that I didn't have to bear that burden alone, that I had help.
Our goal is to not just get a satisfactory settlement on their case. We want them up on their feet, happy again. They've gotten their life back.
They say good things come to those that wait. Well, you've waited long enough. You deserve to feel fabulous in your fashionable new Fiat 500X from Alfa Romeo Fiat in Sarasota. Boldly innovative, seductively stylish. Fiat gives you everything you'd expect from a capable utility vehicle, like a spacious interior and advanced safety systems, designed and built like a sexy little Sportster. Don't wait any longer. You deserve to feel fabulous. Get a new Fiat at Alfa Romeo Fiat of Sarasota.
Christmas Traditions by Luxart Silks, where more is merrier. Make your holidays sparkle with style. Browse our amazing showroom, cute collectible cottages, and beautiful Christmas displays. Find the inspiration, selection, and quality you need to deck the halls merry and bright. Christmas Traditions also features the area's largest selection of quality pre-lit Christmas trees, every size, shape, and color, and plenty of decorations to make your home shine for the holidays. Christmas Traditions by Luxart Silks, where more is merrier. Visit us on New 301, just a quarter-mile north of University Parkway.
Selling your home? Insist on a 3D showcase tour from Gulf Shores Realty. Virtual tours are flat and boring and look more like a slideshow than a tour. A 3D tour from Gulf Shores Realty is like actually walking through the home without the drive. Get instant access to your next home from any device. Multiple views give homebuyers a perspective like no other. For a limited time, mention ABC7 and Gulf Shores Realty will provide a complimentary 3D tour with your new listing.
Your home is the largest investment you have. So when you're looking for furniture, window treatments, and accessories from America's top brands like Henredon, American Leather, and Hunter Douglas, the only place you need to go is Bacon's. Quality, service, price. Bacon's Furniture and Design, Sarasota.
A very important health lesson today at Sarasota High School. The executive director of the CircuL Foundation visited the school to talk to students about breast cancer awareness and how to improve their overall health. The foundation's mission is to educate, engage, and empower young adults. A breast cancer survivor, Amanda Gorski, shared her personal story with the teens. She was just 26 years old when she noticed something wasn't right. She was ultimately diagnosed with stage 2 breast cancer. Now Gorski works as a nurse and helps spread the message that everyone needs to be their own health advocate.
Teaching them everything that I wish I could have heard, wish I could have learned. I think it's very great that they have someone to listen to.
By giving them information about breast cancer statistics, about healthy choices they can make in their lives, by just giving them the information, we're educating them in a way where we enable them to be strong.
Kirkpatrick founded the nonprofit organization in 2013 to change the way people view breast health. And now we're going to head over to Bob and get a check on our forecast.
Yeah, we had a great walk too, making strides. Over 243 teams registered. They raised an estimated $250,000 this weekend, $250,000. And there were over 240 breast cancer survivors there at the walk. So we appreciate everyone coming out and raising money for a wonderful cause. Lakewood Ranch webcam showing high clouds around, not many low clouds at all. The dew point in the lower levels really quite low. And that is not allowing any kind of cloudiness to form to produce any kind of rainfall around. We showed this earlier. A halo around the sun, that's a direct result of ice crystals, which act like prisms and which cause the sunlight to be reflected and then refracted and cause this interesting optical, if you will, phenomenon to occur. Kimberly Slade sending that photo in, and then Barbara Weintraub A little creative, put her sunglasses over her lens and took a shot of that, and that's from Lido. Appreciate those photos. And they're getting rainfall near Cleveland, but it looks like the rain chance very small for tonight's game. It will be rather chilly, though. We'll have a northwest wind coming off the lake there, and on top of that, all the snow falling in Vermont, New Hampshire, and parts of Maine. Not all that great, but still snow nonetheless, and causing some problems there with some very chilly temperatures down in the 20s tomorrow morning in places like Burlington to start the day off. For us, a different story. No rain around. Some showers down to the south near the Florida Straits, but all in all pretty dry, and it'll stay that way too throughout most of this week. 83 now. And at the automated system, which is a computerized automated surface observation system at the Sarasota Braden Airport, they don't really see the high clouds. Those computers don't, but so it depicts it as sunshine, but really there's some high clouds around. 83 degrees. The dew point is at 58 and humidity at 42%. East winds are at 14. The pressure falling slightly now, 30-10, but still very high. And the temperature, as expected, 1 degree above average. So we were having a nice below average days for the past 4 days, but now that has changed. And even the low temperature at 64 was close to it. It'll be above it tomorrow morning. We're expecting lows in the mid to upper 60s for the most part. And now we're below average for the year and for the month as far as rain goes, and it'll stay that way too. No significant rainfall expected right through the end of this month. 77 in Jacksonville, 79 in Orlando, 80 in Miami now, 81 in Key West, and temperatures in the upper 70s in the inland areas, although 81 in Arcadia, and that seems to be a popular number. Venice, Northport, and Punta Gorda. The highs tomorrow will be into the mid to upper 80s by 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Plenty of sunshine around. We still may see some of this high cloudiness around, but still that sun able to peek through those clouds. And so if you're heading to the beaches, sometimes even a little bit of cloudiness can cause more in terms of UV damage, and so load up on the sunscreen tomorrow. Winds out of the east-northeast, a little bit more easterly by tomorrow, picking up too in intensity. We'll have some stronger winds out of the east tomorrow as a result of the pressure gradient tightening up a bit, and tightened radar picture not showing any rainfall around. In the Caribbean, everything is quiet for the most part. No centralized area of low pressure, just a little bit of cloudiness and storms there. High pressure gets bumped off a little bit, but still remains in control right through the weekend. Temperatures, Cleveland now at 51, so a little bit chilly for the players there and fans alike. Much warmer, though, in the southern and central plain states in the 70s and 80s from Kansas all the way down to Texas. For boaters, a moderate chop. As I mentioned, a little breezier tomorrow. Northeast winds at 10 to 15 knots. High tide upcoming 10:22, and another one at 9:36 tomorrow morning. Sunset will be at 6:53, and the days are getting shorter. A little warmer tonight, 67. Some high clouds, otherwise mostly fair. Tomorrow, 86 for a high, and east winds 15 to 20. That 86 stays pretty much right there right through Sunday, and average temperature by Monday with generally fair conditions. Haley?
Thank you, Bob. Now for a look at Suncoast Traffic Watch. Traffic is backed up a little on I-75 in the northbound lanes near Fruitville Road. A federal judge has approved Volkswagen's plan for a massive vehicle buyback program in response to its emissions scandal. The judge authorized nearly $15 billion settlement with the Volkswagen Group. The settlement comes about a year after Volkswagen admitted it rigged software in 11 million vehicles worldwide to dodge emissions standards. As part of the settlement, Volkswagen owners can choose between a buyback on their car affected or compensation and a free fix. Those who choose buybacks could receive anything from $12,000 to $44,000. People who opt for a fix would receive payouts ranging from $5,100 to $10,000. General Motors appears to be recovering from its ignition switch scandal after paying out $1.5 billion in recalls and criminal settlements over the past year. GM's income is on the rise. The largest U.S. automaker doubled earnings to $2.8 billion just 1 year after the crisis, making this the company's most profitable third quarter ever. 124 people died as a result of the ignition switch problem, making it one of the deadliest recalls in history. GM says the switches should have been fixed a decade before the recall. More opportunities to make some cash over the holidays. Kohl's is hiring seasonal positions for its 2 stores in Sarasota, one off University Parkway and one off Central Sarasota Parkway off US 41. Both stores will hold a hiring fair this Saturday, October 29th from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. You must be 17 years old to apply. Entertainment news coming up next.
The celebration is heating up, and the prices just keep getting better during the Jeep Celebration event going on now at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. Come shop the area's largest selection of new Jeep Wranglers, or check out this stylish new Jeep Renegade starting at just $16,999. Stop by today and drive away in a brand new Jeep Patriot for just $14,999. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
Types of timber, cuts of meat, cooking times, temperatures, rubs, seasonings, sauces. You name it, they know it. That's what makes them who they are, Sonny's Pitmasters. And proud of it. Come get some baby back ribs at Sonny's Barbecue. On their own or paired with favorites like jalapeno cheddar hot links or pulled or sliced pork plus 2 sides and bread. Sonny's Barbecue. Local Pitmasters since '68.
Hi, I'm Chef Judy. Every Wednesday morning, I'll be with the chefs at the Publix Aprons Cooking School serving up the most wonderful dishes. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
Siccome un angelo
Sarasota Opera presents Donizetti's Don Pasquale. 6 performances from October 28th through November 13th. Reserve your tickets at sarasotaopera.org.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. We promise we're more than a dealership. We're a destination with a movie theater, massage room, aquarium, cafe, and more. We promise to give you top dollar for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And if you do, we promise you the best deal. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
A voting selfie by Justin Timberlake is causing a stir. The pop star lives in California, but he flew home to Tennessee to take advantage of early voting in his hometown of Memphis. Timberlake posted a selfie on Instagram when he was about to cast his ballot inside a polling station yesterday. But that is a no-no. Last year, Tennessee's governor signed a bill allowing people to use their phones at polling stations for informational purposes, but it prohibits taking photos or videos. You're also not supposed to take photos of your ballot and post that. Sheryl Crow says she's an avid follower of politics but isn't happy with how long the presidential campaigns last. The singer recently launched a petition on change.org calling for the U.S. presidential election cycle to be shortened. She says the current presidential campaign has gone on for more than 600 days and has damaged or hurt the country. Crow says other countries have limited campaign seasons that last about 6 weeks. And that will never happen, but okay. Kim Kardashian West is dropping her lawsuit against a gossip site after it admitted its reports that she staged a robbery in Paris were false. The reality star sued Media Takeout and its founder for libel. 3 of the website's stories claimed authorities suspected Kardashian West and her mother committed a crime by faking the Paris robbery. They also accused her of insurance fraud by filing a $5 million claim for the stolen jewelry. The website published a retraction yesterday. Prince fans rejoice. The pop star's Paisley Park estate in Chanhassen, Minnesota is now permanently open for public tours. The city council unanimously approved the tours last night. Fans will now have the opportunity to see what it was like for Prince to create, produce, and perform inside this production complex. Visitors will also see some of Prince's personal archives, including his concert wardrobe, awards, musical instruments, artwork, and music recordings, which is very cool that they're allowing this for all those fans. We'll be right back.